And we are back with another one. And we were talking about PEDs. And we started with Shane Mosley, and his connection to Valco. And his connection to PEDs, and how he got away with it. Because Victor Conte, he never got caught. You know, they had to snitch on him in order for him to get caught. So he was very good at not getting caught. And he explained how he did it. And the way he did it is by finding out what the agencies were testing, and then going out and masking for that test, and also timing the tests. So it goes back to what we were good at. Remember what I told you? We're good at timing and supplements, right? And in essence, a PED is a supplement. You know, it's just an illegal supplement. And there's a bunch of illegal supplements that aren't even anabolic steroids. They're just illegal because they give you too much of an edge, or because it's a masking agent, and that changes depending on the situation. They could go up or down in what they allow or what they don't allow. And sometimes it changes because they're protecting a certain fighter. Okay, but so Victor Conte would do that. He would find out what they were testing for, when they were testing, and they would prepare for that. Okay, and how would he do that is by owning the agency. So he owned the agency that was testing everybody, but he was prepared. He was prepared for it by him asking questions in his own agency that he had. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? It's like, it's my company. I'm testing people, right? And I'm helping my fighters, and they're gonna pay me extra money, for me to help them get away with cheating. Right? And that's how Victor Conte would make his millions, is by athletes paying him a large amount of money for them to get away with cheating. Okay, and he would help people in baseball, in track and field, in a bunch of other sports, including boxing with Shane Mosley. Now, fast forward to today, and we have an agency that was started once again by Victor Conte, and an agency that he is vouching for, and that everybody should be tested by. Right? He's saying everybody should be tested by VADA, and everybody should take this test, and everybody should enroll for my stuff, for my agency that I started with people that I implanted, again, like I did in the past when I cheated the system. Okay, so you start to think about that, and you're like, what? And I'm supposed to fall for this shit? And the thing is, the reason people fall for it is because they believe in purity. They believe in the purity of the sport. And because of this, they try to go the extra mile to prove to people that they're not using. When really, all they're doing is giving themselves a disadvantage against his own fighters that are using. It's really a genius move. It's really a genius plan, the way he's doing the shit, and the way he's promoting himself. Because to somebody who it just he's exposing himself in a way and hiding in plain sight in a way that if you're smart, you know who to go to. And if you're smart, you know what he's really saying. What he's really saying is that if you want to cheat, you got to come to me. And in fact, all of y'all have to come to me. And I'll decide who wins pretty much and who loses. It's a test also because I see Victor Conte as a bit of a mad scientist and a bit of a experimental. He's experimenting and he wants to see what happens when certain types of people clash with each other. Some that are using, some that are not, or some that are using this and some that are using the other, and how that works. And he's doing it by somebody. I feel like somebody's helping him because you don't get away with all these things, and you're not able to go from another sport to another unless there's something seriously wrong with that sport or somebody's helping you get away with it. So let's fast forward to Alex Ariza and Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao. Now, Alex Ariza was accused several times of giving his fighters different types of anabolic steroids, probably that affects the lungs mostly, and that gives you kind of like a third, fourth, and second wind. That's kind of like what I'm calculating because if you look at Manny Pacquiao and his true ability to be able to throw punches at the same rate and at the same speed as he did in the first and second rounds is amazing, and also without even pacing himself. Because when somebody's natural, he has to pace himself. In the first couple of rounds, he's going to be blocking, he's going to be moving around and testing himself to see where he could punch, where he can't punch, and kind of sleeping his opponent, kind of hypnotizing his opponent in order for him not to catch him with anything, right? But with Manny Pacquiao had the same energy in the first round, and to be honest, he would have more energy in the 12th round or the 9th round or the 10th round. He would go up in energy, and that was what mostly gave me pause. Now, I'm not saying that he was cheating; he was never caught. But if you look at the accusations for, Freddie Roach himself, Manny Pacquiao's coach, accused Alex Ariza of giving Manny Pacquiao certain shakes or whatever. And it was a running gag back in the day where people would say, "Oh, the Alex Ariza shakes," and it was because of this. It was because Freddie Roach accused him of it, right? And not only that, other people accused him as well, and people knew something was going on, right? People knew that Alex Ariza was doing some shady shit, and it came to the point where even Floyd Mayweather called them out on it, and he said that Pacquiao had to do testing or whatever, and that the purity of the sport or whatever, it has to be even playing field, which is, by the way, that's stupid. There's no such thing as an even playing field. That's never gonna happen. Okay. No matter if there was no PEDs, if there was no cheating involved, there's still not gonna be an even playing field. It's just impossible. The world isn't that made that way. When you were born with certain gifts and attributes and certain limitations. Every human has limitations, and every human has certain attributes. It's the way of the world. There's no such thing as an even playing field from the day of conception. There's no such thing. And it's just the way of the world. It's the way it is. So when people start saying you got to be at an even playing field, that's impossible. That's impossible. It's never going to be possible. If it's going to be in an even playing field, we're going to have to go by size and measurements, right? And we're going to have to even go as far as testing testosterone levels and pinning people up based on testosterone levels. Because testosterone, it does help with aggression. It does help with fighting in a way, right? But at the same time, boxers in general have testosterone because that's what they pick. Like, people pick naturally what they have in their system. It's very rare that a fighter has low testosterone and he's going to pick fighting for a living. Except for I forgot his name. There's this one guy that he did. I don't want to mention him, but anyways, my point is this: like, most people in boxing are using. It's true what what Victor Conte says. Most people are using. Okay, it's not about the purity of the sport. It's about pointing fingers and virtue signaling and making people believe that the sport is pure. And this is how these people are making money off of you, is by making you believe that there is such thing as an even playing field and that we could reach an even playing field when there isn't. There's never going to be that. We could get close to it. We could get close to that, but we're never going to be that because some people are always going to cheat. Even that, same people are always going to get away with cheating. Oh, and with Alex Ariza and the whole thing with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather accused Manny Pacquiao of being on PEDs and forced him to use I forgot what it was, VADA or WADA. I get confused with the agencies. And but here's the thing. Here's the thing that people don't really talk about is the fact that Floyd Mayweather actually worked with Alex Ariza as well. And not only that, but Floyd Mayweather also was caught with with illegal IVs. Now, if you don't know about illegal IVs are used to cycle drugs faster, and they're also used to. It's pretty much a steroid in itself. Why? Because it flushes your system in a way that it makes your system regain blood cells or try to build blood cells again, and then it makes you pretty much like a young person. It just makes you faster, stronger, and just even happier to do shit. And this happened under Alex Ariza. Okay, so the thing is, some people won't mention this because some people want to protect certain people. And the thing is, I'm not trying to protect nobody because I know everybody is dirty, but some people have a certain racial agenda and they protect black fighters or they protect Mexican fighters or they protect white fighters, and they have an agenda, and that's why they're unable to come up with the whole truth. But the thing is bigger than that. And if you pull back and you look at it, you realize that there is a big problem with boxing. And not only is there a big problem with boxing, but everybody is cheating. And it's just a big chess match of who's using who, right? And who's helping who at what. And, it's kind of like a game of Monopoly too, where you buy your opponent's trainer and then you use him against him. And that's what happened, dude. That's what happened in that fight, by the way, against Manny Pacquiao. Mayweather bought Alex Ariza, who used to train with Manny Pacquiao, and he cheated. I mean, that's my theory. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Now, of course, they weren't caught, but like I said before, a lot of these people aren't getting caught because not only are they good at masking, but they're being helped by the system in itself. The system itself is helping certain people be better, and it's actually detrimental to other people. And I'm going to talk about that too, because you got to look at patterns, and you got to look at who's being attacked and who's not being attacked, and who's being protected, and who gets caught and then it gets swept under the rug, and who gets caught and they run them to the gambit of punishments. They suspend them, they revoke um, their wins. They pull back their wins. They and they allow other people to cheat against them to punish them. And by that, you could tell who is favored in the system and who is the enemy number one, public enemy number one of the system, by looking at those patterns. And so yeah, this is pretty much, if you follow these patterns, and you follow these things that did happen within the sport of boxing, you can kind of see what's going to happen in the future, and see if somebody's probably cheating in the future, if people are cheating or not cheating, or even who's going to win a fight in the future. Because this is, around these times is when impossible things are happening.